Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. The Midday News is live on Joy 99.7 FM, Hits 103.9 FM, all in Accra. Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, myjoyonline.com. We're live in all 16 regions of Ghana, Gangai FM in Jirapa, ATL FM in Cape Coast, Radio Max in Takrade. We are live on X Spaces, we're on Facebook. The Midday News is supported by Petrol Soul Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. This afternoon.
Election Headquarters is brought to you.
That he has been distracted. The instruction is that they must vote. Why is he? Give us a proof that there's an impact meeting. Absolutely. The director has confirmed that instruction has been given to the process. That have you been told? Have you been told? Ask the issue officer.
Chaos and confusion highlight day 2 of the recollation of disputed ballots of the 2024 parliamentary polls as NDC files injunction to halt the process.
We have served the Electoral Commission with an application for interlocutory injunction to restrain the Electoral Commission from doing what they are doing.
We're live at the police training school in Tessano here in Accra, where collation is currently on hold. Joint transition team set to form a committee to investigate concerns raised by the Mahama transition team regarding last-minute payments and recruitment by the outgoing administration.
If you are going and you make noise or you try to show colors of your various parties and you have problems on the way, our men in the armor cars are protected. But when the bullet gets you, we cannot save.
We have details of that as the president-elect promises economic revival as he stresses the need to stabilize the economy, strengthen the currency and bring down inflation to ease the financial burden on Ghanaians. Also this afternoon.
If you are going and you make noise or you try to show colors of your various parties and you have problems on the way, our men in the armor cars are protected. But when the bullet
we'll bring you a special report from Bawku, where elections took place peacefully despite earlier concerns that the protracted communal conflict there could escalate during the 2024 presidential and parliamentary polls.
The total valid vote is 29,513. Total rejected ballots is 6,277. Total vote cast 35,790. By
the sports.
The Ghana Premier League returns with a top liner as Asante Kotoko face Hearts of Oak.
And it's 12 days to the Christmas festivities. We'll get to hear from the hoteliers who are charging Ghanaians to purchase made in Ghana goods during the Yuletide.
The hotels have been sort of a cornerstone of the group, and they've held the group down and set a great example year after year through good times and bad.
That's and more in this afternoon's edition of the Midday News. I am Emefa Apawu. Please do stay on for details.
Election Headquarters is brought to you by Petrol Soul Platinum Energy, energizing dreams, Chopbox Technology, a convenient service, German Ozone Medical Center, alternative therapy, dental, wellness and beauty, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants (CIMA) and the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants (AICPA), together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants. Youth Bridge Foundation, bridging the gaps for positive youth development. Syntex Tanks, Air Strong, Air Tough, Potential Real Estate, your trusted partner in real estate. Deluxe Paints, Paints Mu Champion.
And your election headquarters also made possible by Magdan Group of Companies and Verna Water.
The instruction is that they must vote. Why is he? Give us a proof that there's an impact meeting. Absolutely. The director has confirmed that instruction has been given to the process. That have you been told? Have you been told? Ask the issue officer.
And it's been day 2 of chaos and confusion at the police training school here in Tessano in Accra, where recollation of disputed parliamentary results from Saturday's general elections continues. In the last hour, the parties have been served an injunction notice by the NDC halting the process. I'll take you live there shortly, but first listen to NDC Chairman Johnson Asiedu Nketia, who has been raising concerns about the legality of the recollation exercise.
We in the NDC believe that what is happening at the police training amounts to illegality. It is not founded on any laws of our elections. Neither is it based on any consensus that has been reached between the parties and the Electoral Commission. And so we want to inform the nation and to give notice to any officials of the Commission and the police who are involved in the perpetration of that illegality to know that there could be consequences of their actions in future. I heard my junior brother Afenyo Makin bragging that he belongs to a party of rule of law and all that. Who doesn't know about MPP? We don't need lectures from Afenyo Makin about democracy at all.
That's Johnson Asiedun Ketia there. My colleague Jacqueline Ansumayeboa is there for us this afternoon and joins us on the line. Jacqueline, let's talk about the constituencies that are still in dispute as we speak. Hello, Jackie. I'm asking about the constituencies that are in dispute so far.
Well, Emefa, so currently we have about 5 constituencies. That's the Ahafo North constituency, Ahafo Southwest, Techiman South, Mobuasi East constituency, and Insawam Adeji constituency. Well, these 5 constituencies are the constituencies that are currently in dispute here.
And let's talk about how the exercise today turned chaotic at some point.
Well, the chaos began when Dr. Tanko entered the scene claiming that there was an IPAC meeting. Well, shortly after, in fact, he wasn't able to provide evidence to that. And shortly after, he mentioned that there was an injunction that had been served. Well, we also saw Edigi Tamaklo indicating that the injunction had actually been served to stop the collection process. Well, at that point, that was when the MPP and the EC officials also claimed that they were unaware of such injunction. However, 2 moments later, 2 bailiffs entered the scene and formally served Frank Anodompe outside the collation center, which caused a bit of chaos, and especially when the CID was ordering everybody to move outside. So this sudden shift created the confusion and sparked arguments among everyone here.
Should not start, but he can continue. How can they give say instructions? It's an IPAC meeting. We go in Georgia over there. The LPP people are here. We are all going there. Let's go there and discuss it. We go and agree at IPAC that this is what we are going to do, then we continue. How will they go ahead? How are they going to go ahead? When their bosses are giving instructions, they are saying they'll go ahead.
He's still saying that he wants to go.
We are saying there's an IPAC meeting. Let's go for the meeting. Let's go for that. There is a means whereby they communicate to us when there's going to be IPAC. I'm daring him to prove to us, to give us evidence that IPAC has been called.
Okay, I mean, say about this. He's saying that you've all received this notice.
No, you have been here this morning. If you recall, initially he came to tell us that we have been called for an IPAC meeting. Yeah. That's what he said, if you recall. And I threw a challenge to him that there is a process by which IPAC are called. One, they will send you a text message and follow up with an official letter. Okay. I asked him to show evidence that indeed IPAC has been called. He was unable to prove any evidence. Then, just after 30 minutes, he came back to tell us that an injunction has been placed on the process. So some earlier lied that there is an IPAC meeting when there was no IPAC meeting. Comes back to tell you that there is an injunction. How will you take it? How will you take him serious? How will you believe that what he's saying is the truth? If there is an injunction, as a lawyer, I know the processes. Where is the bailiff? Why is the bailiff? Is he an officer of the court, or have the court asked him that he should go around dispatching rate to people? So if there's indeed an injunction, the officers here, they work under the Electoral Commission. Certainly they will be called that there is an injunction on the so hold. But we can't be taking a purported injunction from NDC director officer.
Well, so that's Justin from Ponkodia there interacting with you, Jackie. Well, so let's talk about the injunction that has been placed on the entire exercise by the NDC. How have they been reacting at the coalition center?
Well, Emefa, so the NDC has insisted that, the process should be halted immediately in compliance with the injunction. And on the other hand, some MPP leaders have already exited the coalition center. But when you called earlier, I saw Frank Anodompe come inside and back into the coalition center, but then he's left. But as things stand now, everyone is still here waiting for clarity on the way forward.
Well, you've been interacting also earlier with the majority leader, Alexander Afenyomakin. He had concerns about the manner in which the NDC is handling issues. Tell us more.
Well, he expressed disappointment with the NDC's approach, saying that they are not handling the situation calmly. He also noted that their party had conceded defeat early. I mean, they were the first to concede to defeat, yet he believes that the NDC is still creating tension at the collation centers, which he believes is not the right way to go.
Something. Yesterday night, the NDC leaders were here. I don't want to mention their names. They themselves said that they know Ano has won. The NDC in Sawam constituency executives, they know that Ano Dompre has won. They told us that if the process continues and Ano is declared, their foot soldiers would kill them. I mean, to use a word, their own words. All right? My point is that if you are a leader and you cannot be bold to tell your people the bitter truth, then you are not a good leader. You get my point? Why would you deliberately frustrate a process because you think that you've lost? Look at what they did yesterday. When we were supposed to continue the collation, they said their computers were gone dead. Their batteries were low. We gave them 1 hour to charge their batteries. After 1 hour, they started deserting the place. We were supposed to do it at 1 a.m. Then they said, okay, they want to disperse their people so that we should do it. So we should do it this morning at 6 a.m. We are law-abiding. That is why we patiently follow the process up to this point.
That's the majority leader, Alexander Afenyomakin, there at the Coalition Centre, second day, and it's been very, very chaotic. And we know that in the last few minutes, the NDC has placed an injunction on the entire recoalition exercise. The national chairman of the party, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, has also been addressing a news conference. It's still underway as we speak. Now, the second sitting of the joint transition team today is among other things expected to further deliberate on and set up a committee to address the Mahama transition team's objections to last-minute payments and recruitment. Well, that is according to the spokesperson for the incoming government side, Felix Kwachiofosu. During the first sitting of the committee, the Mahama transition team flagged the planned payment of 240 million Ghana cedis to an entity that had conducted business with the Electricity Company of Ghana.
You mentioned the concerns we raised at the last sitting regarding the last-minute appointments and mass recruitments and some payments that we find troubling, given its likely implications for our fiscal position. We were given some commitments last Wednesday on those matters. We were told that, first of all, there will be proper deliberation on them today. So we expect that the true picture will be painted and that we will be given access to critical information concerning these recruitments and payments. We were also told that in order to resolve the issues comprehensively, a committee will be set up to look into them in a manner that is thorough and the manner that brings out all the facts. So we expect that those commitments will be met today as the first item. And then any other business that may come up to will be dealt with.
What do you make of those who say that because the president, was set in 2016 by the then incoming NPP government, so the NDC side also wants to take the opportunity to pay.
There's a reason why they are presidents, and you have mentioned the president. Why is the present administration unable to abide by their own precedent? I think that they should abide by the precedent because it's the president that makes sense. It is only fair that when elections are over and a new president is elected, his team is given the opportunity to understand the exact situation of the country. So all major decisions regarding recruitments, payments, what have you, should be held on to, and should only be made with the express consent of the incoming administration, so that when we take office, we know exactly what situation we are walking into. The last thing we want is to be blindsided, only to walk into a situation where we are ambushed with all manner of demands and payments and people who have been recruited, because we will be working with these people in any event. So we should have a hand in their recruitment. And any payments that are made that would exact a toll on the national purse must be done with us in the know. And we expect nothing short of that.
Okay.
That's Felix Kwachiofosu, spokesperson for the Mahama transition team, that side of the transition team. Well, my colleague Maxwell Agbagba joins us live from the Accra International Conference Centre. Maxwell, has transition team meeting for today begun? What exactly are they looking at today?
Yes, Emefa. So here at the Accra International Conference Centre, members of the Joint Transition subcommittee have been locked in discussions inside Committee Hall 1 at the AICC. Now, the meeting is being held behind closed doors with the press restricted from entering. Journalists, including myself, are stationed outside here at the foyer of the AICC, eagerly awaiting updates on today's deliberations. Now, ahead of the meeting, the spokesperson for the Mahama transition team hinted at the agenda for the day, which includes the setting up of a subcommittee to address the objections that they raised on the first day. Now, on the first day of the sitting by the joint transition team, various subcommittees were set up. One of them was the inauguration committee that would supervise preparations for the inauguration of the president-elect. Now, the government machinery subcommittee was also set up. So today, second day, day 2 of the sitting, we are keeping tabs on the development and we'll bring you up to speed as to when they happen, as of when they happen.
Thank you very much. That's my colleague Maxo Agbagba there giving us update from the joint transition team meeting today at the Accra International Conference Centre. Meanwhile, President-elect John Dramani Mahama has outlined his administration's priorities as he prepares to assume office. Speaking on his plans for the country, he stressed the need to stabilise the economy, strengthen the city and bring down inflation. This, he says, will ease the financial burden on Ghanaians. He's been speaking during a courtesy call on him by the Chinese ambassador to Ghana, Tong Dengfa.
We know the cooperation with Sino Hydro on the various projects that were being implemented across the country. Unfortunately, the debt default has affected Ghana's credit rating in terms of our economy. And so we're looking to focus and bring Ghana back up in terms of economic growth, in terms of stabilizing the currency, in terms of bringing down inflation. And this is the time Ghana needs to work even closer with its partners, including China. And so as early as possible, once we get the transition out of the way, it is our hope that we'll be able to constitute a delegation to begin engaging with China on the issues of our technical cooperation and how Ghana can continue to benefit from the FOCAC disbursement and also from the Belt and Road initiative.
President-elect John Dramani Mahama, now the New Patriotic Party's Director of Communications, Richard Ahiagba, has attributed the party's loss in the 2024 general elections to internal divisions that weakened its campaign and compromised unity. The NPP's attempt to break the 8 and secure a consecutive term in power ended in disappointment, with the party losing the presidency and suffering a substantial decline in its parliamentary representation. Richard Ahiagba has been speaking on the AM show on the Joy News channel.
Very much. I think that there's a lot, and I agree with my co-panelist that there's a lot for us in the NPP to process. That's why we're urging our party to remain calm and desist from, if you like, premature conclusions that indicate this was a reason or that was the reason. They may be a basis for those opinions being expressed, but it is better we wait for a more reasoned position to arise. We're going to bounce back. We'll bounce back stronger, having processed the lessons that our committee would bring to the fore and the recommendation.
Communications Director of the NPP, Richard Ahiagba. Now, contrary to many expectations that there will be violence due to the long-standing chieftaincy conflict, the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections proceeded peacefully in Bawku Central constituency of the Upper East region. While this calm came as a relief to residents, election observers and Ghanaians as a whole. Joy News Upper East regional correspondent Albert Sori covered the election in the volatile area, and in this special report takes us with him on this journey to and from Bawku.
At the regional police headquarters in Bolgatanga, I found many voters stranded, unable to find buses willing to make the journey due to safety concerns and the rigorous screening processes the security agencies had to take them through.
We took it upon ourselves to do this organization. And now, because of the security situation, they need to search your bags and then search your wares before you can now load them in the truck. Bolga has become the conversion point for all natives of Bawku Township who are going to Bawku.
We have been stranded here for days.
in struggling to get transportation to go home and vote. A lot of people have been sleeping here. Myself, I've been here for about 24 hours now, but there are people who have been here for days, just looking for means of transportation. It is very difficult, and that thing is very painful.
Some of the voters managed to arrange their transportation and journey in groups to Bawku, escorted by police patrols. But hundreds more were anxiously waiting and getting apprehensive. Upper East Regional Police Commander DCOP Raymond Adufiem had to step in and address the anxious voters.
Have you heard me? If you are going and you make noise or you try to show colors of your various parties and your problems on the way, our men in the armor cars are protected. But when the bullet gets you, we cannot save you. We can shoot back at that person, but we cannot prevent the bullet from coming to you. So when they are screening you, commit yourself for them to screen you fast and put you in the cars.
Before 8 a.m., we sighted more voters arriving from Bolgatanga in buses, escorted by the military. The transportation of election materials to some polling stations here in the Bawku constituency had delayed, mainly due to the security protocols involved. Therefore, voting started a bit late at some of the polling stations. At the Methodist Primary School polling station, we met voters in a queue, but no Electoral Commission officials were present at almost 9 a.m. We were told that the EC officials had set up for voting to begin, but were instructed by an unknown person to pack up and go to the Bawku prisons nearby for qualified prisoners to cast their votes first. This angered the waiting voters at this polling station. We arrived there at about 8 p.m. and met EC officials protected by security personnel arriving with ballot boxes from various polling stations. Later, we learned that the ballot boxes were only to be received here before the results pink sheets were taken to the police station where the collation was to be done. Therefore, at about 10 p.m., we returned to the Bawku Divisional Police Station. The collation of results was done in a hall inside the station with some police officers present.
We have MPP Paul Gobre Alali having 3,855 votes. Mahama Yarga of NDC 25,350. Anaba Emmanuel of APC, he had 308 votes. The total valid vote is 29,513. Total rejected ballots is 6,277. Total vote cast 35,790. By the results announced, I hereby declare Honorable Mahama Yarga as the MP-elect for Bawku Central Constituency of the 2024 General Presidential and Parliamentary.
And that's Albert's Sorry's report there, that special report from Bawku, where elections took place peacefully despite earlier concerns that the protracted chieftaincy conflict there could escalate during the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections. That full special report is available on myjoyonline.com, on the Joy News channel and all our social media platforms. It's a good time to take a quick breather here on the Midday News, live on Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra, also on Hits 103.9 FM also in Accra, Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, myjoyonline.com. We're live on X Spaces, Facebook, and live in all 16 regions. The Midday News is proudly supported by Petrol Soul Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. When we return from the break, it's 12 days to the Christmas festivities, and we'll get to hear from hoteliers who are charging Ghanaians to purchase made in Ghana goods during the Yuletide.
The hotels have been sort of a cornerstone of the group, and they've held the group down and set a great example year after year through good times and bad.
Where did I? Now I don't know many ages, sir.
Obiang, what you call her? Ain't you want to say petrol software energizing dreams for motion? Hey, boy. Petrosol are celebrating their 10 years in grand style. They're giving back to their loyal customers. Hope you have registered at their online portal. Don't say I didn't tell you, oh.
Each month, customers will stand a chance of winning items like tricycles, motorcycles, television sets, refrigerators, phones, football vouchers, and many more. But the best part is that at the end of the promo, we will be giving out a grand prize of 2 Suzuki Espresso cars to lucky winners who stay with us all through the promo period. All you need to join is to visit any of our over 100 stations across the country to get registered, or go to www.petrosolcrm.com to register online.
Petrosol, energizing dreams.
This is the Midday News. It's time for sports. What do we have, Mubarak?
Yes, Emefa. So the super clash between Asante Kotoko and Heart of Oak is set on Sunday at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Now, Kotoko, who defeated Hearts twice last season, have a strategy in place to ensure their winning run continues. Here's their head coach, Prosper Natiogo.
You don't go to a battle telling your opponent what sort of weapons you are bringing on board. Once you tell them, they know what to also do. And if you observe my team play, most of the time we don't go the same way throughout the game. We keep changing the approach in the course of the game based on how the opponents also approach the game within certain segments or minutes or moments within the game.
Yes, so we can now hear from Hearts boss Abubakar Watara.
The motivation is my 3 points or to get 1 point to bring it out. And my boys also are very motivated, determined. Kotoko House of Folk is classical. When we are talking about the classical, because of the fans, because of the name, because of the history of the two teams is big. We are going to deliver.
Involved in the demolition of their property. We can hear from Vice Chair of the Senior Staff Association of the Ghana Water Company Limited in the Ashanti region, Emmanuel Okpoti.
Which places are we shutting down?
Oh, the whole of Ashanti region.
When should we expect the water to come?
Oh, as soon as we hear from the appropriate authorities on the way forward, as in they meeting our demands. That's all. What is happening now? If we give in, it means that they are just going to take away all of our facilities. And then how can we supply water when we don't have opportunity to expand? Because still higher elevations are important for water supply. They provide avenues for gravity flow.
Well, that's Mr. Okpoti there speaks for the Ghana Water Company Limited in the Ashanti region. Now, on Monday, a parliament is expected to resume before a total dissolution to welcome the next parliament. But we are told there are concerns by EduWatch on the laying of the free SHS bill in parliament when they resume on Monday. What exactly is the concern of EduWatch?
Well, in this statement, EduWatch is saying that they're informed that the government plans to lay the free senior secondary bill in parliament when it reconvenes on 16 December. The bill seeks to reform, regulate and provide free compulsory secondary education in Ghana. And it says that while the free secondary education bill has wider implications for the entire education sector, the education stakeholder community, including civil society organizations and parents, has not been consulted on it. And they call on Parliament to defer deliberations on the bill until consultations are held. And in the spirit of inclusive policy governance, they are saying that they want the Minister of Education to convene a stakeholder consultative meetings and engage education, civil society organizations, development partners, parents, and teachers on the bill. Okay, well, that's something we'll be looking out for. And just before we bring in what you're talking about on social media, we can hear from General Manager of the Coconut Grove Limited, Ralph Ayite, urging Ghanaians not to allow the worsening global economic conditions to ruin their Christmas celebrations, some 12 days to the festivities.
Through discipline, perseverance, building good habits, and providing service, we should challenge ourselves as board members, as managers, as staff, as partners of the hotel, to be a bit better every single day.
And we are told that Coconut Grove, they only prepare local dishes. Well, today I have the K without anything. Kofi Hayford. Well, what are people talking about on social media?
You know,
Tessano has been responding to you, yeah.
He shared a video of mine yesterday. I was quite surprised. And
and it's blowing up
But
my phone.
you be fine, boy, Momo.
I'm a
Like,
nice
I
boy,
mean,
oh.
yeah.
You haven't really checked there.
Yeah, no.
Even
that's
the
what I'm checking.
necklines, I still have it, but yeah.
But the
except
head is big.
It's big. But Emefa, apart from that, people are still talking about the recollation at Tesano.
Yeah.
So I'd like to read just a few tweets. This one from Shea Square says, how can NDC allow for results that were declared at the constituency to be redeclared at Tesano? Is that the law? And NDC leaders are allowing that? That's a question
There's
that
an
someone is
injunction,
asking.
so,
okay.
yeah.
This one also says, what do you want the police to do? Are you not the one leading the NDC guys to mass at various collation centers across Ghana? People are really talking about Tesano. And so Tesano is currently
really
trending on social media.
And we are getting ready for our 9 lessons in carols.
I know,
Sunday.
right? On Sunday, 15th.
Can't wait.
Yes.
Yeah, at the Labadi Beach Hotel.
Exactly.
Once
Are
we have
you
an
taking
invite-
any lesson?
No.
Not yet.
Yeah.
But
I
you're
think we are-
hosting.
Yes.
Great.
Can't wait.
I know.
That'll be my first. Well, that's how we wrap up today's edition of the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. There's more when you log on to myjoyonline.com. For our hits audience, we'll bring you entertainment news. Here we have Living Word with Pastor Mensel to Living for God. I am Emefa Apawu. Have a wonderful weekend and a good afternoon.